Welcome back to the Astro Experience. Here we have the full moon in Gemini energy update. Now, astronomers are calling this a cold moon, okay? But astrologically speaking, there is nothing cold about this full moon at all. This is a very hot, passionate, intense full moon. This full moon is happening on the 15th of December. And as you guys know, the full moon is when the sun opposes the moon in astrology. Since the sun will be in Sagittarius and the moon will be in Gemini, we will be picking apart everywhere that we have overstepped the boundary in these last 2 weeks, okay? Ever since the full moon on the 1st, we have started expanding our horizons, including our actions, okay? So we started to expand our ideas and our actions. And this full moon, we see the cultivation of that energy. So you see whether you were harmoniously expanding or if you were overstepping boundaries, okay? With the moon being in Gemini, we can see the details of all of our actions, all of our emotions, all of our thoughts that have been accumulating for these past 2 weeks. So this is a perfect time for reflection, okay? Take the energy that you manifested from the new moon, from the 1st all the way up until the 14th, and learn what you did wrong and what you did right and make a new game plan, okay? This full moon is all about taking action with a game plan specifically. And I'm going to get into that because Saturn plays a key factor. So we also have Saturn squaring Jupiter. This is a very, very important placement, okay? Saturn is the planet of routines, discipline, restrictions, and boundaries. And Jupiter is the planet of expansion, travel, wisdom, philosophy. So this shows that we have a desire to expand, but there is also a need to be realistic and practical at the same time. You really want to tread lightly when it comes to this aspect. Saturn is a very harsh teacher, okay? Saturn is like that one teacher in high school to where you had to be on time for everything, turn in your homework on time, get to class on time, and they're not taking no bullshit, okay? Jupiter is like the cool teacher. You can be late here and there. You can be on your phone sometimes. They don't really be tripping. As long as you learn what you're supposed to learn, they don't care. So Jupiter is the cool teacher. Saturn is the strict teacher. So if you have both of these teachers in friction, you may be confused on how to go about things, okay? Especially your goals and your vision for the future. You may have all of these ideas like, oh, I want to do this, that, and the third, and I want to do this, I want to expand. And then Saturn is coming and telling you, look, you need to be practical. You need to be realistic. You need to make a game plan. Take things step by step, okay? Take every single thing into account during this full moon. Jupiter is also the ruler of Sagittarius, okay? Jupiter and Sagittarius play a major role in this full moon. Sagittarius is about aiming high. Sagittarius is a centaur, half man, half horse, and he's aiming up with an arrow. So that's the nature of Sagittarius/Jupiter energy. You naturally want to aim up. You naturally want to be optimistic. But Saturn is coming and telling you, listen, don't aim your bow that high. Aim down a little bit. Be more practical. Don't just shoot for the stars. And if you are going to shoot for the stars, know exactly how you're going to get there. Create a game plan, create a schedule, create a routine around it. Don't just daydream and then act off of inspiration and motivation. This is a very action-oriented full moon, but there needs to be practicality behind that. We have a lot of fiery energy during this time. We just want to attack our goals head on. We just want to express ourselves to the fullest, break out of every shackle, every chain, and just expand. But Jupiter and Saturn is having a dance, okay? Because Jupiter wants his spotlight, but Saturn also wants us to be realistic and practical. And then we have a grand trine within the 3 fire signs. We have Mars in Leo, we have the Sun in Sagittarius, and then we have the North Node in Aries. The North Node is all about our future, where we're heading toward. The Sun is about our actions, and then Mars is about willpower and motivation. And all of these 3 planets are in fire signs. So we feel pumped up during this time. We just want to take life head on and just this is the kind of energy to where you want to run into a wall, okay? So go to the gym, do physical exercises during this time, okay? There's a lot of energy at your disposal, especially physical energy. You have a lot of energy to put toward your passions and your future. Just be very meticulous about it. And then on top of that, we also have Mercury, Mars, and Jupiter in retrograde, okay? We also have, I think, the North Node, Chiron, and Uranus in retrograde also. So these are four planets, an asteroid, and an aspect all in retrograde at the same time. So we really need to tread lightly because we can manifest things that we did not mean to during this time. But for the most part, this full moon will impact fire signs the most, okay? And late degree Geminis, because the full moon is happening in a late degree of Gemini. But if you're a fire sign, or if you have a lot of fire energy in your chart, this full moon will impact you more than anybody else, okay? But that is the cold full moon in Gemini, and there's nothing cold about this moon at all, okay? Add my Patreon, okay? All of my social medias are in the description. Any other video ideas that you guys have for me, just drop them in the comments. I will be more than happy to make any video you guys want, really. I'm an open book, okay? But that is the energy update for the cold moon in Gemini.